Good morning, everybody. It's St. Patrick's Day today. I'm going to do a meal that celebrates the Irish cuisine, and not the Irish cuisine of America, because what they would do is corned beef and cabbage because it was inexpensive and available. They don't have that in Ireland at all. They do other things like a roast maybe, or some seafood like salmon, bacon in the morning. So what I'm going to do today is do a maple glazed salmon with a chiffonade of bacon glazed with maple, and a side dish of portobello mushrooms with some shallots, and that'll make a wonderful and savory meal to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So let's start cooking. Okay, I just took the salmon out of the refrigerator. You want it to be not so cold when you put it into the pan. That way it'll cook a little bit more evenly. Put that aside, and it's time to chop the shallots, and those are pretty simple. You treat them pretty much like an onion, but depending on what you chop, that's going to change everything. I want this to be not so fine where you're not going to see it, because the portobellos are kind of big and brawny, and you want it to hold up to that. So first thing you do is chop the shallot in two. Okay, we got it in two, and then you want to do what I call a fan. And for this particular recipe, what you'll do is you'll cut through in intervals on the length, and then that way you can have a smaller dice like that, or you could just do nice long dices like this. And I think that's really what I'm going to do with this recipe. I've got my bacon fat and butter and a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Emulsification. We're about to fry the shallots first. Enjoy a cup of coffee while you cook. I love that. But meanwhile, we're going to chop up the mushrooms. And so you want to take the stems off first. And you want to cook those first too, because those are a little bit tougher. Some people don't even use the stems. I love them. So let's just chop those into a fine dice. And a finer dice than the mushroom caps, because these are a little bit tougher. And then with these, I'm just going to sliver very nicely. That's it. Let's put them in the pan. Okay, so the first things I'll put in the bottom of the pan are the chopped mushroom stems and the shallots, because they really need a little bit more rendering than the rest of the portobello mushroom tops. All right, so these shallots with the mushroom stems in the bacon fat, butter, and extra virgin olive oil are putting out quite an aroma. Let's put the rest of the mushroom in there. We're going to saute that for a while until the mushrooms release a lot of their liquids, and they have a lot of liquid. Okay, let's see what this tastes like. A little piece over there. Chef's hands. Hot. Needs a little salt. I like gray salt. So gooey. It's got a beautiful texture, mineral flavor. Fresh cracked pepper. Okay, we're going to chiffonade the bacon. What you'll do is you'll take a strip lengthwise and cut it into thinner slices. Do that part first. And then you'll cut it halfway so that they're not so long. Otherwise it'll look kind of ridiculous on the dish. And we're going to put this into the pan with some more butter. It's all about the butter. But I'm going to caramelize this. So here comes the maple syrup. Oh boy. That's essentially done. Let's take it out of the pan. Look at that. That's just crazy talk. Sumptuous. You should smell this. All right, before I put the salmon in the pan, I'm going to use a little bit of smoked paprika. The smokiness lends well to the seafood. You can use the unsmoked if you wish, but this is going to give it a nice flavor and coloration. Actually, it ramps up the color. Still have the drippings from that maple bacon in there, so we will put this flesh down first. Ooh, the sizzle. Larger pieces first. And I'm going to get a little crust on that before I flip it around. All right, beautiful. Okay, let's flip these around. Look at that crust. Look at that. That's amazing. I'm going to do a reduction sauce in just a little bit. All right, what does it need? A little bit more maple, or a lot. It'll end well. Okay, let's take these out of the pan and arrange them nicely in this little seafood platter. It's time to make a reduction sauce. You know how I do that? You can do it with white wine, sometimes a beer. Let's bring up that heat. Oh yeah. This is gonna be fun. Ever do a reduction sauce? Really easy. Scrapings of the pan. You put a liquid in there. You could do chicken stock, white wine, red wine, beer. But this is going to add to the seafood flavor. I don't know about you, but when I'm by the ocean and I have some seafood, nice cold beer just seems to blend well with it. So that's why I'm marrying these flavors. All right, let's continue on and thicken this sauce before I pour it right over. Okay, so let's start to make the platter. I'll put some of the mushroom and shallot mixture all around. It's kind of family style, and people can take what they want off the platter, which is kind of fun. And it makes for a beautiful presentation as well. It's time to put the sauce on. All right, chef, stove. It's thickened. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, pour that right on. Look at that. What a gorgeous reduction sauce. And let's put some of the chiffonade on. Put it at will. Beautiful. We're all done, folks. Once again, seafood and beer go well. But let's try this. I'm not going to need a knife for this. It's going to be fork tender and delicious. Whew. Let's try that sauce. Yeah, that's really good. And the mushrooms with the bacon fat, and a little bit of the maple syrup as well. Try this. Super easy. You're gonna wow them. Just the presentation. Bon appetit, and enjoy cooking in the kitchen with your family and friends. Take care. Santé.